Welcome yet to another episode of Be Money Wine. I'm Ahagwe, Mrs. T and Ivan. Today we're going to talk about managing debts in our business. Let's share some experiences, we'll review them and come back.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Chitiba Akram. I'm a student and I as well deal in computers, laptops and accessories. So basically the challenge I've encountered in my business is that I used to have a lot of trust in customers to the moment that I reached a certain point of leaving them with the machines and leave some balance behind, because there are times when you reach a customer and he appreciates the machine yet he doesn't actually have the full payment. So I used to leave them with some balance, hoping them to clear the payment within the time I expected. So time reached when these people could turn out to be so different than I expected, because someone really pleads and comes in the image where he looks to be honest and you accept, but then time comes and he switches off his phone, he doesn't pick up your calls, he blocks you, and you find out that you're making a lot of losses in the business. So it really changed my whole personality and perspective of some customers, and I came to change in my terms and policies of the way I was doing things. So I started making receipts. I stopped giving them accepting the half payments. Right now what we are doing, we only give you the machine if the full payment is done. And those are the certain changes that we've put in place in order to stop what was happening to us, because it actually caused losses and we couldn't balance the accounts of the business due to those mistakes and losses we could make.
Hello, how are you? My name is Barbara Caroline Chiwanuka. I started on what I consider my passion, which is cooking, but specifically baking. I'd been baking while at campus for friends' birthday parties on a small scale, and so I thought I would put it to the next level, and I started making cookies for colleagues at work and cakes, and it went on well. But as you can imagine, people didn't want to pay, and when they realize that they can get away with not paying you immediately, then they will push their luck until they really can't push it any further. With me, unfortunately, father never came, so I ended up expecting so many people to pay me back, but most of those who owed me just kept postponing the debt until it ran me out. What really broke the camel's back was when I made a cake for a very close friend, and he promised to pay me at the time 30,000, which right now is probably an average of 80 to 100,000. Unfortunately for me, all my flights to get that money back never came to yield any fruit, and so with disappointment I gave up on baking. Separate your business from friendship. Even though you trust people, you have to come up with standard ways of operating. You have to tell people, have certain clauses in place. Whether you tell people these things or not, you can say, for example, that if you are baking a cake, if someone doesn't make a deposit, then you will not take up the order, because there's got to be a demonstration of commitment to take up the order in the long run. And so that's something I took up. But as well, when you have people who owe you money, there's no point in giving them more debt before they clear the first one. So for the cookies, had I actually expected my customers to first pay up before they get more cookies, perhaps I'll still be in the running and the business would have gone. But anyway, all these are lessons that we learn as we go along, and I can say they've made me a better businesswoman.
Welcome back. As you've seen a lot of experiences from different two clients, they trusted their friends, they trusted their clients, they trusted their relatives, and things didn't turn out. the way they expected them to.
Debts. Some people do thrive because of giving out debts, but many more have also died out because of giving out debts. Tell them.
I'm personally an advocate for be careful with debts in business. Be careful. I actually would say no debts at all.
We disagree every day.
Because much as, yes, it's an avenue for us to get a stepping stone to the next level in our financial lives, in improving our business cycles and all, cash is the way to go in business. It's the same situation Carol would have looked at and Akram, given the experiences they have shared. Whenever you focus on cash, Carol on one hand would have ensured that all the clients that are approaching her order with cash. You know, in Uganda and in Africa, we normally get embarrassed. How can I ask someone to pay cash? This person is a responsible person. He should be able to pay, things of the sort. Ladies and gentlemen, any person, however influential they look, however accomplished they seem to be to you, can default. So in our businesses, we need to be a little bit careful.
And like Akram said, when someone is coming to ask for a debt, they are very humble, approachable, the way they are talking, but when it comes to the time of paying back. And one more problem is that some people, because they want to, for example, if you go downtown, everyone is calling the customer. By the time you're passing, everyone wants you for themselves. So because they want to entice the clients, they end up making such kind of mistakes.
Sacrifices that are not necessary.
Yes, definitely. They think if someone doesn't give a debt, probably the client is going to go to another.
One of the things that can work, let's put systems in place.
Yeah.
I appreciate that Akram realized the mistake he had done before and introduced a receipt book. Let's put systems that can help us, one, to track so that we know how much do I demand. Two, it helps you to protect and know that, by the way, in case of anything, I've given or issued a receipt.
You have the record somewhere of the transaction
that happened.
Yeah.
Two, with modern technology, a lot of things have happened. When you are selling gadgets, laptops, phones, you can introduce a code that even if worst goes to the worst and you're willing to give a date of a certain percentage, let's say only 20 to 10%, you have a code that someone takes a laptop, in case they don't pay, a code comes on the laptop, on the phone,
so they can't use it.
And they cannot use it.
In addition to that, I think business people can work out a plan. If you want to buy a laptop, if you want to buy a car, but you don't have the full amount, start depositing, pay in installments, but you keep with the product. The client only takes the product after paying full.
Actually, that's what Akram brings out, and what made him wiser at the end of it all. That you do not take the product until you have completed the full payment. But you've given the customers a chance to deposit on the product until they are able to get the full amount. That's much better and safer.
Talk about small debts. Now you see for Carol's story.
Yeah.
She was selling cookies of 300. 500, probably someone takes a pack of only 3,000 and they fail to pay back that money.
Yes.
And it becomes a little bit hard for someone to go demanding 500 shillings, 1,000 from a person you never believed can really,
Then I support till the 100%. Don't give debts. How will you demand 500 from a friend, from your boss, from your supervisor?
And how will you give a receipt for 500 shillings?
But also, as who borrow, we need to look into ourselves and know that if I got, even if it's 300 shillings and you borrowed it from someone, it is not your money. You have to pay back.
And it's very common. Friends, relatives, they never want to pay their friends. They always want to take debts from their friends. And when they go to supermarkets or when they go to people they don't know, they pay cash. That is a very bad habit that we should stop and should avoid.
So when you have your systems in place, it is clear whether you're a relative, a father, a mother, whatever position you are in my life, the system it cuts across. You have to pay cash for the product that you're getting from the business.
Well, let's have today's quotes. Hopefully, you're going to learn something from it.
from today's quote, what do we learn?
So we have seen that much as it looks enticing and business seems to grow as we are giving debt, it's better that we are more inclined to cash.
Well, you can have trust with your clients, trust them anyhow that you can, as long as they are paying in cash.
Relatives, friends, in-laws, trusted clients, let's stop killing our own friends' business.
Share with us any experience you've had with debts. And also, if you're the one who didn't pay back, please also share with us your experience. What are some of the reasons why you are not able to pay back? Get onto our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and also go to our YouTube channel at Be Money Wiser, like and subscribe. Meet you next time. Be Money Wiser.